Your Excellencies, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, good morning and a very warm welcome to the opening ceremony for the ASEAN Ministerial Conference on Cybersecurity 2017. My name is Stephanie Bovis, and it is my privilege to be your MC for today's event. To begin the conference proceedings, it gives me great pleasure to invite on stage Minister for Communications and Information and Minister in charge of Cybersecurity, Dr. Yaacob Ibrahim. Minister, please.
Thank you very much. Excellencies, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the second ASEAN Ministerial Conference on Cybersecurity, and thank you for your excellent contributions at the inaugural AMCC last year and for supporting the Singapore International Cyber Week again. This year, we commemorate the Golden Jubilee for ASEAN, 50 years of collaboration and cooperation. And there's much to celebrate. ASEAN is a credible international organization which has contributed to a safe regional security environment. ASEAN is charting a clear path forward with closer integration under the ASEAN Economic Community and practical cooperation in new areas. ASEAN's achievements seem all the more remarkable when we take ourselves back 50 years to 1967. Then we were all separately battling security challenges that threaten regional security and stability. 5 of us came together to mount a combined defense against these common security threats, and thankfully, we succeeded. The stable security environment that emerged over time then provided the precondition for all of us to grow our economies and to better our people's lives. Over time, as our economies flourished, we added 5 more members who are keen to be part of the Southeast Asian growth story. Hence, by addressing a security concern, we enable broader growth and cooperation to take place. This experience of the past half-century holds useful lessons for us as we chart the next 50 years for ASEAN. We are at the cusp of a very exciting time with tremendous opportunities. The digital economy is one key growth area for ASEAN. A recent research revealed that the ASEAN digital economy is expected to grow to about US $200 billion over the next 10 years, with e-commerce accounting for US $88 billion. Along with technological advancement and automation, new jobs and industries will be created. Just as we have addressed security imperatives in the past, ASEAN will need to address cybersecurity challenges to reap the full dividends of our future digital economy. We have moved into an era of increasingly complex cyber threats. Cyber threats affect every facet of our increasingly digital lives. But in the economic domain, cyber attacks have been responsible for significant economic losses too. The recent hacks in HBO and Sony caused valuable loss of intellectual property. Ransomware campaigns like GoldenEye disrupted companies' operations and caused significant economic losses. There's therefore much work to do to strengthen cybersecurity as a key foundation for the digital economy. Given the tremendous potential for digitalization in ASEAN, there is a leading role that ASEAN can play to ensure our region's future success. As such, it's important that each of us continue to do our part and work collectively as a community. Building on the ASEAN Cybersecurity Cooperation Strategy endorsed by the ASEAN Telecommunications and Information Technology Ministers meeting last year, I would like to suggest 3 areas in which we could ensure a secure and resilient cyberspace. First, we need to keep our own houses in order. That means achieving good cybersecurity domestically so that we are better able to contribute to the regional effort. This means ensuring that our own critical information infrastructure, or CIIs, are resilient from cyber attacks, and that we have the relevant capabilities and skills to maintain a decent standard of cybersecurity at home. Please let me elaborate using Singapore's efforts on this front. Singapore has taken steps to strengthen the cyber resilience of our CIIs and the supranational CIIs that provide essential services critical for the smooth running of our country, as well as services through Singapore for the rest of the world, for example, for trade, finance, and logistics. To test our operational readiness to combat cyber threats and identify areas that require leveling up of cybersecurity capabilities, we conduct annual joint cybersecurity exercises across critical sectors. One such exercise is Exercise CyberStar, which is a national-level, multi-sector exercise conducted in July this year. It involved more than 200 participants comprising sector leads and private and public sector CII owners from all the 11 designated CII sectors in Singapore. Following the launch of our cybersecurity strategy last year, we will introduce a cybersecurity bill in Parliament next year. The bill requires our CII owners to take responsibility for securing their systems, facilitates information sharing, and empowers the Cybersecurity Agency of Singapore, or CSA, and sector regulators to work closely with affected partners to resolve cybersecurity incidents in a timely manner. In developing the bill, we have consulted various stakeholders, including the sector leads, potential CII owners, as well as the wider industry and public. We even extended the public consultation period in response to the interest in the bill. We are currently studying the suggestions and feedback that were provided, many of which were constructive and useful. In addition, Singapore is developing a sustainable pool of skilled practitioners and solutions to improve cybersecurity. Globally, we are confronted with a pressing problem of a shortage of cybersecurity professionals, and the government cannot grow the cybersecurity workforce and the ecosystem alone. Joint collaborations between the government and companies, professional bodies, and associations serve as gateways to attract advanced cybersecurity companies with highly skilled practitioners. We are stepping up efforts to develop relevant expertise and nurture a future-ready workforce to meet emerging and underserved cybersecurity needs. So on that note, I'm pleased to share with you that in Singapore, the CSA will be signing an MOU with ISACARE, or Information Systems Audit and Control Association, a leading professional body with members in 188 countries. The MOU will facilitate a collaboration on cybersecurity capability and workforce development. CSA's collaboration with ISACARE and other professional bodies will help to enhance the pool of competent professionals and strengthen communities of practice that comprise like-minded cybersecurity professionals. CSA and the IMDA have also established partnership with PwC Singapore and PCS Security as part of the Cybersecurity Associates and Technologies, or CSAT program. This is part of the Tech Skills Accelerator, or TESA initiative, to train and upskill professionals with ICT or engineering disciplines to take on cybersecurity job roles through company-led training. Some of our ASEAN members have also stepped up efforts to reorganize and better position themselves to strengthen the resilience of their critical information infrastructures and to nurture a vibrant ecosystem. One good example is Indonesia. It recently established its National Cyber Agency. The new National Cyber and Cipher Agency, or in Bahasa, Badan Cyber and Sandi Negara BSSN, combines the capabilities of the Indonesian Security Incident Response Team on Internet infrastructure and the State Cipher Agency under one roof to bolster and better coordinate Indonesia's efforts in cybersecurity. This move will help strengthen the defense of Indonesia's critical infrastructure. Malaysia also has taken steps to enhance its cybersecurity talent pool. The Malaysian Digital Economy Cooperation, or MDEC, signed an agreement in December 2016 with the UK's Protection Group International, or PGI, to set up a cybersecurity academy, the UK APEC Centre of Security Excellence in Malaysia. This academy will introduce UK GCHQ accredited cybersecurity courses that will help build a Malaysian cybersecurity workforce with the expertise to operate at a very high international standard. So we should continue stepping up similar efforts within each of our countries so that we can collectively create a safer and trusted cyberspace and combat cyber threats with better capabilities. Second, we can also work together within and beyond ASEAN to minimize cyber risks by raising the level of regional capacity and cooperation in cybersecurity. So as part of the $10 million ASEAN Cyber Capacity Building Program, ACCP, announced last year, Singapore had organized programs spanning technological and policy domains with the support of ASEAN member states and ASEAN dialogue partners. In May this year, we successfully organized an ASEAN Cyber Norms workshop to follow up on last year's SICW discussion on cyber norms. The workshop also helped to heighten the awareness of ongoing global cyber norms discussions at platforms such as the United Nations Group of Governmental Experts, or the UNGGE. Here I wish to thank our ASEAN member states for their strong support and enthusiastic participation. I also like to extend my appreciation to Australia for stepping forward to jointly organize with us a cyber risk reduction workshop for ASEAN countries. And we hope ASEAN member states will find this workshop useful, and we look forward to your participation. Singapore Excellency is committed to foster close relationships with our ASEAN counterparts to build up regional cyber capacity, and will be deepening our support to this end. So for the next 3 years, I'm pleased to announce that Singapore will set aside $1.5 million of the ACCP to build technical capability among incident responders and operators in the ASEAN region. Singapore will also be partnering the industry to run an ASEAN Cybersecurity Industrial Attachment Program. This program will offer training opportunity in Singapore for up to 18 candidates from ASEAN member states. The training will focus on Security Operations Center, or SOC operations and management, and other relevant technical areas of cybersecurity. Through this program, participants will be able to advance their technical capabilities in effectively monitoring and responding to cyber threats. Beyond scaling up capabilities, we can collectively develop and agree upon basic voluntary cyber norms in ASEAN. This will support the work of international organizations such as the United Nations, and more importantly, amplify ASEAN's voice on international cyber discussion. With an agreement on cyber norms among nations, cybersecurity cooperation can be better achieved. Singapore is supportive of having basic rules for behavior in cyberspace and believes that ASEAN can work together to reach consensus on basic voluntary cyber norms for the region. Therefore, I would like to put forth a call for greater cooperation among ASEAN on cyber policy and capacity building so that we can project a unified ASEAN voice internationally to protect and advance our regional perspectives. Last but not least, we must go beyond ourselves and our region and strengthen international partnership. A coherent, coordinated global effort is key to a trusted and resilient cyber environment. This would facilitate a confident exchange of information among states and execution of joint operations to effectively respond to transboundary cyber threats, such as the WannaCry attack in May this year. A good example of such an operational cooperation was an Interpol-led operation that took place in early 2017. This operation brought together investigators from Singapore, Indonesia, Malaysia, Myanmar, the Philippines, Thailand, and Vietnam to share information on specific cyber crimes. Close to 9,000 malicious servers and hundreds of compromised websites, including government portals, were identified in this Interpol-led operation. So we should work towards further strengthening partnerships with similar regional and international organizations to identify and respond to transboundary threats in a timely, coordinated, and coherent manner. So just as ASEAN came together in the face of a security threat 50 years ago and created the precondition for all of us to do well, so too can we work closer together on cybersecurity to take full advantage of the fruits of digitalization. Today's conference will be another step forward to take stock, make plans, and move forward as a united and cyber-resilient region. Singapore looks forward to partnering AMS and ASEAN dialogue partners in this joint effort, and hopefully we will succeed, and we look back in 2067 to this day when our collective efforts to tackle cybersecurity paved the way for a sustained 50 years of growth and development in our region. So I look forward to the meaningful discussions at today's conference, and I wish all of you a fruitful time in Singapore. Thank you very much.